Welcome to The Inside Source, the podcast that is everything sports marketing. From agents and athletes to large and small brands, we are your number one source for inspiration on how to work with athletes.
MaCio, how are you, man?
It's good, man. It's MaCio. How you doing?
MaCio, I'm great.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate the correction there. How are you doing? I'm Drew Butler. We'll start off that way. And we'll dive right into this thing, man. I'm Drew Butler. I'm from Icon Source. Welcome into Inside Source Live. Look, we are a week away from July 1st, MaCio, which is a landmark day in college athletics because student athletes are about to be able to be compensated for their name, image, and likeness. We're going to talk about that. I want to talk about Baylor. I want to talk about y'all whooping up on Gonzaga and winning the national championship. So, MaCio, Thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. No complaints. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And as I understand, you are at the NBA Combine right now. Is that right? You're getting ready to be a draft pick.
I just left the NBA Combine 2 days ago. So I'm out in Phoenix now training.
Oh, that's awesome. I used to live in Phoenix. Great spot. How'd the Combine go? What was that experience like?
It went pretty well. Made a lot of shots, recorded a good vert and some good times in my scores and stuff like that. So the Combine went pretty well for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, the NBA playoffs have been so fun to watch lately. Trae Young, I'm here in Atlanta. He's balling out, 48 points last night. Unbelievable. Watching him guard Giannis, locking down Giannis in the paint, that was pretty impressive as well. But the Phoenix Suns, you just said you're in Phoenix. They look hot. They're up 2-0 on the LA Clippers, getting ready to roll tonight in Game 3. What are your thoughts on the NBA playoffs so far?
The playoffs are great thus far. It's a different playoffs. You know, the main guys have been in it like Bron, Steph, KD just got knocked out. So some of those main guys just got knocked out early this year. But I would say that you can't count guys out like the Clippers. I mean, they're down 0-2. They're down 0-2 the first two series. So I can't count those guys out just yet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're 100% right. The games have been so fun to watch. A lot of star power, even with those key guys out and having been knocked out of the playoffs this far. But always fun watching. Speaking of always fun watching, the Baylor Bears this past year, I mean, y'all kicked ass. 28-2, dismantled Gonzaga in the March Madness finals. You won the national championship. Talk about last season. So fun to watch. Y'all were so dominant.
Last season was great. We had a lot of time just building with each other because the previous year we pretty much had everybody come back. So last year was great. Then the year we won the national championship was amazing as well. We had a lot of chemistry, a lot of camaraderie on the team. Guys really cared for each other, and then we ended up winning the Natty. So that was great for us. Yeah,
I mean, that was just awesome. Speak about a year prior where March Madness gets canceled. Y'all don't have the postseason you're supposed to have. What was that like from a team-building perspective to kind of stay closely knit? You came back, and it was like, hey, let's do this all over again, and it really paid off.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. It was kind of disappointing, though, at the time, because we wanted to win the Big 12 that year because Coach Drew said no Baylor team had ever won the Big 12, so we really wanted to do that. He told us we needed to win 15 games to do it. We won 15 games, but Kansas won 17, so we lost the Big 12. So we really wanted to avenge ourselves in the Big 12 tournament, and then it got shut down the night before we played, or the morning we were supposed to play our first game. So it was very unfortunate that we didn't get to play in it. So coming back to our senior year, we were really locked in and didn't want to take anything for granted.
Yeah, y'all certainly didn't, and you had your revenge in a big, big way, just storming through March Madness, whooping up on everybody, and then becoming national champions. So a huge congratulations to you. And if I saw correctly, MaCio, you made 10 3-pointers in one game. What does that feel like? I mean, look, I can shoot the rock a little bit. I've never made 10 in a row, much less 10 in one game. I mean, the basketball hoop had to be looking like a trash can to you at that point.
Yeah, it felt pretty big, and it was just a test of all the work that I put in. But the guys on the bench were gassing me up the whole time, telling me to shoot it. Like right when the ball was in the air, right before I caught the ball, they were saying, let it fly. And they just wanted me to keep being aggressive and just letting it fly. So that's exactly what I did. Every chance I got to shoot the ball, I let it go. Because I remember I had this guy on the bench. His name's Jerem. He was one of our grad assistants, and it was a media timeout. He came over to me. He's like poking me in my chest. He said, use it or lose it 3-1, because after this game is over, you run out, so use it or lose it. So that's what he told me. So every time I touch it, I let it fly every single time.
That's awesome. 35 points in that game, I think. 10 3-pointers. Man, that's awesome. You had an unbelievable career at Baylor. And you know what? I'm so happy for you. You're about to go to the NBA. but you could have used this huge rule change a year ago, especially with how dominant y'all were, the name recognition that Baylor had throughout the season. And what I'm pointing to is the rule change of student athletes being able to be compensated for their name, image, and likeness in just 1 week, which is just unbelievable. We're at the forefront of it at Icon Source, MaCio. And that's why we're really thrilled to talk with you today. What are your thoughts about this rule change? I'm sure you're still boys with a lot of guys on the team at Baylor. They have inherent NIL value. They're going to want to go back-to-back next year. There's just a lot of opportunity out there for them.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of opportunity, especially for guys like Matt Meyer on the basketball team. Like, he's got a mullet, and people like him, and he's 6'9". And literally everybody I talk to always mentions Matt Meyer. He's like, who's that one kid that comes off the bench? Like, yeah, I love him. Everybody loves him. He's like the most lovable guy that that people watch from afar. So I feel like he'll get a lot of endorsements going back this year. But I wish I could have got that opportunity, because coming off of a season where we won 23 games the year prior to, or not winning 23 games, we won 23 games in a row. And that was the year that the season got canceled. But even if we didn't get paid that year, our senior year, just coming back, we know that we would have got a ton of endorsements and things of that nature, like car dealerships around the city of Waco, just restaurants, just going to eat for free, certain things like that. I'm sure the restaurants would love to have like the basketball team there and be like, hey, the basketball team's here, come meet them, and we could sign autographs while we're there and stuff like that. And we would have ate for free, and it would have brought a ton of business to their business. And yeah, like just certain things like that. We wish we could have got that opportunity to participate in.
No doubt. And that team's going to have the opportunity next year. You personally, how would that have looked in your situation? I mean, you're preparing to go win a national championship. You're obviously putting in the work to score 35 points and ball out nightly at Baylor. You got your academics to take care of. Like, what would that have been like for you if it were allowed a year ago? Would you have needed something to help you streamline it? Would you have wanted it all on your phone? Would you have really locked into a couple of brands that you would have had a real passion about? Walk me through that.
Yeah, I probably would have locked into a couple brands I had a passion about. But I also would have tried to take as many opportunities as I could to make money out. Like, I'm a money maker. I look up ways to make money right now. So, just outside of basketball. So I probably would have been locked in, but I still would have tried to get as many opportunities as I could have, whether that was through getting somebody to help me through marketing, somebody to, like, just speaking of Coach Drew, I mean, I'm sure Coach Drew gets deals, and because he's the head coach of national championship team. And we have like life talks. We have like life talks in our locker room. They tell us how to like manage our money, people to look out for, people to watch out for, people to have in your circle. So just certain things of that nature, I feel like would have helped me out a lot, just navigating through all the endorsement deals that I could have potentially had last season.
Yeah. Cha-ching. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you would have had plenty of opportunity. And just to give you an example of what Icon Source could have done for you is that MaCio Teague, you would have had your own profile, brands in the Waco area, brands all across Texas, the Southwest, nationally as you were heading towards winning a national championship. They could have reached out to you directly, sending you deal flows, sending you opportunities. Hey, MaCio, are you interested in this? Hey, is this something that you would be willing to do? Does it fit into your schedule? And we don't price athletes. You have the opportunity to speak for yourself. You have the opportunity to say, hey, I do like this. Hey, I don't. Hey, I can't fit this in my schedule. Hey, I'd rather do it at this price point. And then you can have that authentic communication with the brand that wants to endorse MaCio Teague. That's the most exciting thing. And for a school like Baylor now especially, you guys are a school of influencer. We just integrated with influencer. The announcement was yesterday. So any Baylor student athlete that is on campus right now, in 7 days, you are going to have the opportunity to be compensated for your name, image, and likeness. Download the Icon Source app, create a profile. Tell brands, go find me on Icon Source, because it will be the easiest way to facilitate NIL endorsement deals, and we keep compliance officers happy. That's the biggest thing. You guys would have had so many opportunities a year ago. There's just no doubt about it. As you were making that March Madness run, I mean, your social media had to grow like crazy. You guys were the most popular players in America at that point. I mean, that would have been a real opportunity for you guys to cash in.
Yeah, for sure. I think not only my Instagram, I think I grew like 12,000 followers, but Davion, his grew like 40, Jared's grew like 30. So I think Matt's grew like 10. So yeah, like the guys on our team just really got a bigger fan base, bigger following. And with the people watching that stuff, like right after March Madness when we won it was when that was my peak Instagram, and or like my peak on Instagram, and I feel like I would have got like a ton more deals and stuff like that. Like if I told everybody immediately I was coming out, or even if we could just have the endorsement deals right then and there, I'm sure that would have been a play for it throughout March Madness.
No, no doubt. And you would have been a perfect fit for Icon Source because when you guys were chilling in your hotel rooms, getting ready to win the semifinal and then win the national championship, you could be flipping through your phone saying, hey, I do like this. Hey, I don't. Yeah, I will do this. No, I won't. Those are the opportunities that we allow for student athletes. And we can't wait because it's just 7 days away. What a historic change. And look, man, you're about to be making real cash playing in the NBA. It's so exciting. Congratulations on all your success, MaCio. Can you tell us what team you want to go to? I mean, you want to go to the Bulls? You want to go to the Hawks? Where does MaCio Teague want to play next year?
I don't care. It could be any team.
Good answer.
Any team that gives me opportunity, I'm willing to play there.
I love it. And what about Baylor next year? Are they going to go repeat? What are your thoughts on the Bears?
Yeah, Baylor's got some really good talent that just came in, and they got some pretty good returning players. So don't count the Baylor Bears out. I like their chances.
Awesome. And then last question. You're back in Waco, so we're going to throw you back in college next year. What brand, what restaurant does MaCio Teague want to stamp his name on and say, send me an endorsement deal because I love your company or I love your restaurant?
Back in Waco, man, honestly, I would say a small town or a small restaurant, but I'm gonna have to go with Chick-fil-A. I feel like they're bringing in the most money for me, so I'll go Chick-fil-A, man.
That's great, man. Hey, never go wrong with Chick-fil-A. Well, MaCio Teague, I've really, really enjoyed this Inside Source Live episode. Best of luck to you as you keep preparing for the NBA draft. Congratulations once again on being a national champion in an unbelievable 2021 with Baylor. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Thanks for listening to The Inside Source. Every week, hear what brands, agents, and athletes have to say about sports marketing. If you would like to reach me directly, you can email me, chase@iconsource.com. Have a great day.